Hey yo, do not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. So if you following us here at App Stupid, it's your boy Big Vern. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. In our last segment, we talked about Luka Doncic and the controversy around him getting ejected in the game against the OKC Thunder. It was justified. It was not nefarious. So, like I say, check that segment out. So we're going to stay in the NBA. I'm going to talk some Denver Nugget basketball. Not for good reasons. The Denver Nuggets have decided to fire the head coach, and they've also fired the general manager because, wait for it, they couldn't get along. That's a real thing. Just how much of a real thing, I don't know. We'll talk about it when we get back on the other side of the content. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat. Bum ba bum. It's your boy Big Vern pumping another rap album, Will Smith, based on a true story, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites is You Looking For Me, that's crazy. Bulletproof with Jack Ross, Hard Times featuring Tanya Taylor, Beautiful Scars with Big Sean. Tantrum is probably the song of the year. I'm not gonna hold you. Tantrum is on a whole nother level. That's Will rapping. Oh my God. And work of art is so deep. Will Smith, based on a true story, in stores now. And shout out to Will. I thought the project was dope. I thought it was hot, so I ain't gonna hold you. Just like right now. So we're gonna jump into this dumbass Denver conversation. Did any of this make sense to anybody? Because it threw me for a loop. The reasoning given for firing both the head coach and the general manager is because they didn't get along. So what? It's called life. Everybody in America, we work with people we don't like. We work with people who are just a cup of coffee away from getting beat the hell out of at their desk. We work for bosses, which we would hit them in the head if it was legal with a computer and walk out on a smoke break. Yeah, you have to work with people you don't like. Not everybody has to get along. The fact that this was made as a proclamation on both of these guys. What? Now, whatever happened to waiting until the season is over to fire somebody? First, Memphis was drinking the idiot Kool-Aid, and then I guess some of that water they shipped to Denver, and then they had a drink at the stupid well as well, because David Alderman, he replaces Malone as the interim coach for the remainder of the season and postseason. Why would they do this? And it is worth noting, because they try to say it was on a 4-game slide. The Nuggets were in 4th place. They were in 3rd place, and they was right behind the Rockets. At the time Malone got fired. No, they were in 4th place because you had the Grizzlies. And then the Grizzlies, they did the dumb move of letting Taylor Jenkins go. And then Denver gets into that 3rd spot. Memphis falls to 6. LA is right behind the Nuggets. And then now, guess who's not in 3rd place? Again. This was a dumb move. There's nothing you can do or say to justify this. And it's not fair to the interim coach, because now you've got a coach, you've got to put in not only your lineups, you also have to turn around and put in a culture. You have to go ahead and get your own defensive identity that's different from Mike Malone. And how do you institute that in the playoffs? There's only 2 games left, and most of the playoff seeds, if not all, have been clinched already. Most teams have established that they are in a play-in situation already. And so now you're going to put this interim coach who only had 3 to 4 games to prepare for a 7-game series against a dominant opponent. It is the most, to say this is dumb is an understatement. This was imbecilic, moronic. What are we thinking here? When you hear things like this, you look at the front office and you say, you all are living, breathing cartoons. Give me a quick 20 from a rap album. We'll get more into this when we get back on the other side of the content. It's your boy, Big Vern. Drop the spot. It's your boy, Big Vern, coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. New rap album out on the streets. Benny the Butch and 38 Special. Stabbed and Shot 2. In stores now. The deluxe edition. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it's Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. A couple of, the 1st of April is crazy. Throwaway Music 2, Who Really the King, Center Stage, Brick Specials, Jesus Arms, Bad Guy, and many more. Benny the Butch and 38 Special, Stabbed and Shot 2, in stores now. Yo, shout out to Benny the Butcher. Butcher coming. Shout out to 38 Special. I dug, Stabbed and Shot was wild. I loved it though. It was the dope LP. But when we last left off on the other side of the content, I was asking you a question. Does any of this make sense? And it only makes sense if you're trying to give LeBron James a swan song. The high and mighty folks, don't give me this. The NBA is not fixed, because it is. They want to give you the champions they think you should have. So let's not be naive. You had a referee. It doesn't matter David Silver era or Adam Silver or David Stern era. They are still fixing games. The only thing that's different from both of those eras is now you have a sports book that is legalized gambling that all of these teams are invested in. So don't give me that sanctimonious crap about, oh, this is fair, and no, nothing's on a fair plane. You had a referee telling you intentionally, this is how they fix NBA games. That guy was responsible for fixing a Western Conference game with Kobe and Shaq versus the Portland Trailblazers, Rasheed Wallace and company. And if you can famously remember, Rasheed Wallace got a technical just for looking at a referee. He was looking at me. He intimidated me. Get out of here with that bullshit. Man, come on now. Where are we doing this at? So when you see the Denver Nuggets, who were ahead of the Lakers, they self-destructed. You see the Memphis Grizzlies, who were ahead of the Lakers, they self-destructed. The commonality between those two was that, number one, they were seated higher than LA. Number two, it was down the stretch of the playoffs where you need all of these games to count. And then to put icing on that cake, you fire coaches and general managers, and the team is going to slide even more. So it didn't make any sense to do what you've done unless you're trying to give LeBron a swan song. You want LeBron and Luka to be in the NBA Finals. I get it, because the only finals that Luka's only made it to was because of Kyrie Irving. And I know how you feel about Kyrie. So you want the All-American super dad, LeBron James, to be the one to deliver him to the finals. That's 30-year-old LeBron, not 40-year-old LeBron. And these young teams, they are going to give the Lakers problems in the playoffs because, number one, they have fresh legs and they can stand up to playing multiple nights. These guys, trust me, you can't load manage in the playoffs. Not when you're trying to go ahead and win a chip. It's just not going to happen. I just don't understand what the need was to get rid of Malone so fast for. You've got a candidate for MVP along with healthy pieces, and you fire the coach. At the time of the firing, that dude was 47-32. And even though they clinched it, even though through yesterday's games they clinched a playoff berth, had this thing went sideways, the Nuggets would have slid all the way down to 7th and had to be in a play-in tournament if them, the T-Wolves, and a couple other teams finished with the same record. This is how dumb this was. This is how wild and obtuse. I just don't know what it was. Now you have nefarious forces trying to blame Russell Westbrook because, trust me, that's what every supremacist wants to go ahead and do. You need to find a black body to go ahead and pin this on. I know Calvin Booth, and there's pictures of me at Bankers Fieldhouse in Indianapolis talking to Calvin Booth and him talking to my youngin and everything like that. Again, I don't work with him. I don't work for him. I don't know him like that. Like I say, it was during the Nuggets the Indiana Pacer game. And just having a conversation. He's a very bright man. But the fact that we had to fire him and he put together and delivered the only championship in Denver history, that's stupid. That's stupid. So I know that these guys will find gainful employment somewhere else, but if I'm a coach and Denver's on the board, I want to go elsewhere. Because if you're trying to go ahead and force people to get along who don't necessarily trust each other or like each other, and that my job is dependent upon that, count me out. But I could be wrong. Let me know what you think. Get in the comments. It's your boy Big Vern. We'll be back. Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know, did we get it right? What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. We'll be back. Top of the hour. This is your boy Big Vern.